Let's go to Samuel, who's on the line in Deltona, Florida. Samuel, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Mr. Coleman, how are you, sir?
I am living the dream, Samuel. How are you?
I am a little nervous, but other than that, I'm fine. Thank you for taking my call.
I'm happy to, and don't be nervous because I'm here for you. So how can I help?
Yes, sir. I currently work in the nonprofit field. I like the cause, but I don't like what I'm doing in the nonprofit specifically. I'm looking to get out of it. It really stresses me out.
Okay.
I'm thinking of going into the IT field, but I regret what I got my bachelor's degree in, which is communication, and I want to be real sure that this is really what I want to get into.
Okay.
I'm still in the discovery stage. I just learned about your show, so
Great.
This is me trying to make some changes.
Okay, my man. Well, I'm just going to ask you some straightforward questions, and I need straightforward answers. Don't think of limitations. Don't think of reasons why your answers might not work. If it comes to the top of your mind, I want you to spit it out. Deal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, let's look at the two things you've given me so far. You like the nonprofit field you're in, just not the role. So what is the field of nonprofit? What are you doing?
Right now, I specifically help with donor relations, fundraising, community engagement.
I understand,
I also help,
but hold on a second. But that's the role that you don't like, correct?
Yes, sir.
But what you said is you like the field of the is it just nonprofits in general that you are connected to? There's a passion there. That's what I'm trying to understand. There's a disconnect. You like the nonprofit field is what you said, but you don't like your role. So I don't want to focus on your role. We know you don't like it. We'll get to that in a minute. My question is, What is the field, the nonprofit world that you like? What is it? Is there a specific channel of the nonprofit world, or is it just I'm passionate about nonprofits in general? What is it?
I guess perhaps I didn't say it right.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. So technology is what you think you want to do, correct?
Yes, sir.
Why do you
That's
think?
What I'm thinking.
Why? What draws you to technology? And then specifically, give me a role or a function that you're attracted to. You think you're attracted to within technology.
Well, right now, I see myself doing something support in a supporting capacity. I kind of see myself as like a Robin to other people's Batman, like helping them with whatever they need in any situation.
Why? Why do you see yourself that way? Tell me the why behind that.
That's really been the case for me.
You enjoy
career.
You enjoy supporting other people. You don't need to be the lead dog, but you like being a part of a team, but the part of the team that is you're really counted upon, correct?
Yes, sir. That's pretty much how I am at my current role.
That's great. But
Yes, sir.
The point is you enjoy that role. You don't need to be the rock star. You're okay being a role player because you know that role matters, and as long as it matters and you're dependable, you're happy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So here's my point. What does that look like in technology? Have you done enough research to know what that is?
So far, what I found was like a IT support specialist, but that's entry level.
That's okay, but it gets you in.
Yes.
So
yes.
So do you have the skills? Do you have the strengths and talent to be able to do that role?
I think with my nonprofit background, I have the skills, the ability to interact with different people. I took a personality test, and it says that I'm good at problem solving.
Great.
And you have to do a lot of that in the field.
But do you have some technology skills or experience where you've been in some technology work where you have confidence you can go in and do the tech side of the work?
I need to do some more studying. I found out that you have to get a certification in order to get into the field.
Yep.
I've been doing research on that.
Great.
Looking at different schools. I spoke to a friend of a former coworker who's an IT director at a local university, and he kind of sat me down, told me about the different roles, the field, and he thinks I'd be good for it and to look into it.
Okay, pause.
And I kind of do that.
Pause.
Yes, sir.
So you've done a great job, Samuel. You have started the proximity principle that I talk about on the show. It's my new book. But you've already started the process by sitting down with this guy you just mentioned, and he kind of shared with you the different roles, and then he shared with you information. You've got some more research that you admitted that you've got to do to figure out how to get there. What does it take to get in those roles? My only question for you is really why you called today. You're trying to verify that you're heading the right direction. So when he shared those different roles with you, even though those may be entry-level roles, but they get you in the space that you're interested in. When you looked at those roles and you looked at where those roles might lead you to down the road, how did it make you feel? Did it seem like, hey, this is definitely in my sweet spot where I can use what I do well to do what I love to do most, which is solve problems, help others solve problems? Did it feel like that?
Yes, until I saw what I had to do in some of those roles. It seemed very intimidating.
Well, wait a second. You half answered my question and then went the wrong direction. Forget what you'd have to do to pay your dues. Okay? Forget being intimidated by it. If I promised you that you could get the training and that you absolutely knew you could do the work and you weren't intimidated, how would it feel as a role that would get you in the space you want to be in and lead to work that you really enjoy? How would it feel?
I think it would feel awesome, sir.
Exactly. So, Samuel, you got to stop thinking so hard and stop letting fear paralyze you. Because the reality is, if they train you or you get the necessary certification, you get in there and do it, and you know you have the raw talent and raw experience to be able to do this, then welcome to the real world. You do realize, Samuel, if you sit on the bench the rest of your life, the good news is you'll never be intimidated and you'll never fail. That's the good news about sitting on the bench. Do you know what the bad news, Samuel, is when you sit on the bench of life? Yeah, you know what it is. You never do anything. You just sit there and you watch everybody else play their role. And you're a bystander. You are a spectator to this thing called life. You got this, Samuel. Look intimidation in the face and say, you're not going to intimidate me because I know there's a path and I'm going to do what it takes to walk the path. Keep getting in proximity. You've done it so far. Give Madison, get your address. I'm going to send you a free copy of my new book, The Proximity Principle, which will introduce you to the 5 people and the 5 places that you need to make sure that you're getting around and getting in. And then there's some practices that tell you what to do when you're around these people and in these places. It's a practical manual that is a guaranteed proven plan.